Good morning, afternoon, everyone. Let me ask you a question. What drives you? What is it that pushes you out of bed every morning? Now, many of us may say it's success. Getting the promotion, hitting the target, securing the deal. But what if I told you that true fulfillment isn't found in those things? Today, I want to talk about something deeper. It's not about success. It's about finding fulfillment beyond it. Because the truth is, success is fleeting. But fulfillment lasts. It's the feeling of purpose, of contribution, of knowing that your actions are aligned with something greater than yourself. Let's explore why finding fulfillment isn't just a nice idea. It's essential to living a truly meaningful life. And once we understand this, we'll see that fulfillment is the foundation of lasting success. Because as I believe, when we focus on why we do what we do, the success becomes inevitable. Purpose over profit in today's world, the pursuit of profit often stands at the forefront of our lives. From the moment we start our careers, we are taught to focus on tangible outcomes, whether it's landing that big client, reaching a financial milestone, or climbing the corporate ladder. This drive for success is commendable, but it often blinds us to something more profound: the importance of purpose. When we focus solely on profit, we risk losing sight of why we started in the first place. And as a result, we can miss the fulfillment that comes from doing something meaningful. Purpose is what keeps us grounded when the weight of external pressures begins to feel overwhelming. It's the reason we wake up each morning with energy and passion, even when the road ahead is filled with obstacles. But when profit becomes the primary motivator, the initial joy and drive we had for our work can quickly fade. We can start to feel like cogs in a machine, chasing numbers and targets, but with no connection to the larger vision or why we are doing what we do. Consider the story of great innovators and leaders throughout history. Steve Jobs didn't start Apple to become a billionaire. His mission was to make technology accessible and user-friendly, to revolutionize the way we connect with the world. Similarly, when Nelson Mandela fought for justice, it wasn't to gain power or wealth. It was to give people the freedom and dignity they deserved. These individuals didn't focus on profit. They focused on purpose. And in doing so, they not only achieved success, but changed the world. Their fulfillment came from knowing their work mattered, that it served a greater cause, and that it made a positive impact on others. When you have a clear sense of purpose, your work takes on a new dimension. It becomes more than just a way to pay the bills. It becomes a vehicle for making a difference. Your actions and decisions are no longer dictated by the fear of failure or the pressure to perform. Instead, you begin to lead with conviction, knowing that even if the financial rewards are not immediate or as large as expected, you are contributing to something that will outlast the numbers. Furthermore, focusing on purpose over profit shifts our perspective on what it means to be successful. Success in our current society is often equated with financial wealth and material possessions. However, this narrow view fails to account for the other dimensions of success that bring true happiness. The satisfaction of making a positive impact, the joy of learning and growing, and the fulfillment that comes from knowing we are contributing to the well-being of others. When we align our work with a deeper purpose, we stop measuring success by the size of our paycheck or the number of accolades we receive. Instead, we start to define success by the difference we make, the lives we touch, and the legacy we leave behind. This redefined success is not dependent on external validation, but on the inner satisfaction that comes from knowing our efforts align with our values and beliefs. Another significant aspect of purpose over profit is the impact it has on our well-being. Studies have shown that people who work with a clear sense of purpose are not only more motivated and engaged, but also experience greater overall happiness and lower levels of stress. When our actions are aligned with something we truly care about, we are less likely to burn out or feel disillusioned by the pressures of the modern world. Purpose also enhances resilience. Life is full of challenges, and setbacks are inevitable. But when we are driven by purpose, we have a reason to keep going even in the face of adversity. The financial rewards might not always come immediately, and the path to success might be long and winding. But if our purpose is strong enough, we can endure. We become more focused, more determined, and more willing to push through obstacles, knowing that the end goal is worth it. In contrast, when profit is the driving force, setbacks are seen as failures rather than opportunities for growth. The moment things don't go according to plan, we might feel discouraged or defeated, questioning our ability or the value of our work. But when purpose is at the core, we view setbacks as part of the journey, something to learn from, not to fear. As we reflect on purpose versus profit, it's important to understand that this doesn't mean that financial success is irrelevant. It simply means that we should not place our entire worth and sense of achievement on the accumulation of wealth. Profit can be a byproduct of purpose, but it should not be the sole goal. By focusing on purpose, we unlock the potential to achieve far more than we could have imagined. Not just for ourselves, but for those around us. In the end, it's the sense of fulfillment that comes from pursuing purpose that makes all the difference. The joy of knowing that we are part of something larger than ourselves, that we are contributing to a cause that truly matters, is the reward that no amount of money can replace. True success is not found in profit alone. It is found in the satisfaction of knowing that our work aligns with our values and helps make the world a better place. Relationships fuel fulfillment. When we think about fulfillment, it's easy to look inward and consider individual achievements, personal growth, or the pursuit of goals. However, the truth is that lasting fulfillment often comes not from what we accomplish alone, but from the relationships we build along the way. Human beings are social creatures, wired to connect with others, share experiences, and build bonds that enrich our lives. It's in our relationships with family, friends, colleagues, and even the wider community that we find much of the meaning and satisfaction we seek. In a world that increasingly emphasizes individualism and personal success, we can sometimes lose sight of the power of relationships. We focus on career goals, financial milestones, and personal accomplishments, believing that these are the things that will bring us happiness and fulfillment. However, research consistently shows that the quality of our relationships is one of the most significant predictors of our overall well-being and sense of fulfillment. People who have strong, positive relationships tend to live longer, experience less stress, and have higher levels of happiness compared to those who are isolated or disconnected from others. The importance of relationships goes beyond the obvious emotional support they provide. Relationships offer a sense of belonging, something deeply ingrained in our need for connection. When we feel a sense of belonging, whether it's within our family, circle of friends, or a larger community, we feel understood and valued. This sense of being part of something greater than ourselves fosters a deep sense of fulfillment. It's the feeling that we are not alone in the world, that there are people who care about us and who we can rely on in both good times and bad. Moreover, relationships are a source of joy and shared experiences. We don't go through life alone. Our memories are shaped by the moments we share with others. Whether it's celebrating achievements, experiencing challenges together, or simply enjoying a quiet moment, the people we spend time with are the ones who make those moments meaningful. We often find that the most fulfilling experiences in life aren't the ones we've achieved on our own, but the ones we've experienced with others. The laughter, the support, the camaraderie. These are the things that create lasting memories and contribute to a sense of fulfillment. In addition to providing emotional support and creating shared experiences, relationships also challenge us to grow and evolve. The people we surround ourselves with shape us in ways that we might not even realize. A true friend or a mentor pushes us to be better, to strive for more, and to look at the world through different lenses. They offer feedback, encouragement, and at times tough love, helping us navigate the challenges of life. These relationships teach us patience, empathy, understanding, and the ability to forgive. They help us develop a greater sense of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Sometimes we find that the most fulfilling relationships aren't the ones that come easily. They are the ones that challenge us to be our best selves, that push us outside of our comfort zones, and that require effort and vulnerability. Building strong, meaningful relationships takes time and energy. It requires us to be present, to listen, to show empathy, and to be willing to invest in others. These relationships are not always easy, but they are often the ones that bring the most reward in the long run. The deep connections we create through shared vulnerability and trust provide a sense of fulfillment that surpasses any material success. Another important aspect of relationships is the sense of purpose they provide. We are often fulfilled not just by what we achieve for ourselves, but by what we can give to others. In the context of relationships, this can mean offering support, encouragement, or simply being there for someone in times of need. The act of giving, whether it's offering your time, resources, or emotional support, creates a sense of purpose and meaning that adds depth to our lives. When we help others, we often find that we receive more than we give. The fulfillment that comes from seeing someone else succeed, knowing that we played a part in their journey, is incredibly powerful. In the professional realm, relationships are equally important. While career success is often tied to individual achievement, the relationships we build with colleagues, mentors, and clients can play a crucial role in our overall fulfillment. Networking, collaboration, and fostering positive professional relationships can lead to new opportunities, personal growth, and a sense of purpose within our work. It's the people we work with who can inspire us, teach us, and support us through the ups and downs of our careers. Without strong professional relationships, we may find that our careers feel hollow despite outward success. Ultimately, the people we connect with shape our lives in ways that go beyond any material accomplishment. They help us define who we are, what we value, and how we interact with the world. Relationships challenge us to be better versions of ourselves and offer us a source of joy, comfort, and meaning. When we prioritize relationships over individual success or wealth, we find that fulfillment becomes a natural byproduct of the connections we cultivate. The richness of our lives is determined not by what we achieve alone, but by the love, support, and experiences we share with the people around us. Not a destination in the pursuit of fulfillment. Many of us are conditioned to believe that there is some final point where everything will fall into place. We often think, once I achieve this goal, then I'll be happy. Or when I reach this level, then I'll feel successful. This mindset creates a finish line mentality where we treat growth as a destination to arrive at rather than a continuous process. But true fulfillment doesn't come from arriving. It comes from evolving. It comes from embracing the journey itself, learning, failing, adapting, and constantly becoming more of who we're meant to be. When we view growth as a journey, we release ourselves from the pressure of perfection. We begin to understand that we don't have to have it all figured out right now. Life is not a race to be won, but an experience to be lived. Every step forward, every setback, every lesson is a part of the process. Fulfillment is found in showing up every day, doing our best, and allowing ourselves the grace to grow. This mindset frees us from comparison and the toxic belief that we're somehow behind or not good enough because we haven't reached a certain milestone. Growth, by its nature, is uncomfortable. It asks us to step outside of what we know and venture into the unknown. It requires us to challenge our old beliefs, stretch our limits, and confront our fears. That discomfort is not a sign that we're doing something wrong, it's a sign that we're doing something meaningful. In fact, some of the most fulfilling moments in life come after a period of struggle. When we push through a challenge and emerge stronger on the other side, we gain not only confidence but also a deeper sense of purpose. These experiences remind us that fulfillment is rarely found in ease, but often in effort. Personal growth is not a straight line. There are ups and downs, detours, and moments when we feel stuck. That's all part of the journey. Sometimes we grow in ways we didn't anticipate. We set out to pursue one goal, only to discover something more meaningful along the way. That discovery is part of the beauty of the journey. When we're open to change and curious about what's next, we allow life to surprise us. We stop clinging to rigid plans and start embracing the unfolding path in front of us. One of the most powerful realizations on this journey is that growth is not just about achievement. It's about becoming. It's about becoming. It's about becoming more aware, more compassionate, more resilient. It's about deepening our understanding of ourselves and others. When we focus solely on external goals, titles, recognition, wealth, we miss the internal development that gives those things meaning. Fulfillment isn't just about what we do. It's about who we are becoming as we do it. And the journey of becoming never truly ends. In this journey, reflection is key. It's easy to get caught up in forward momentum and forget to pause and look back. Surrounding yourself with people who understand and support your growth journey is essential. Growth can be lonely when those around you don't understand the changes you're making or the direction you're heading. But when you find a community that values growth, You gain encouragement, accountability, and inspiration. Being in the company of others who are also committed to evolving creates an environment where fulfillment can thrive. Conversations become deeper, connections become stronger, and your journey becomes richer. Another powerful element of growth is learning to embrace failure. When we see growth as a destination, failure feels like a full stop, a sign that we've fallen short or missed the mark. But when we see growth as a journey, failure becomes a teacher. It offers us insight, resilience, and wisdom we wouldn't gain otherwise. Each time we fail, we are given an opportunity to begin again, this time with more experience and understanding. Failure, when reframed, becomes an integral part of the fulfillment process. It humbles us, shapes us, and prepares us for what's next. There's also a deep sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing that growth is limitless.